Hi everybody, today we're going to be talking about the major scale. So you're probably asking yourself, why do I need to learn the major scale? Well, the major scale is the foundation of all Western music, and all Western musical theory uses it to explain everything. So it's sort of the building blocks of your musical understanding. As you can see here, we've got the C major scale written out in staff notation with the letter names as well as these W's and H's on the tops. This is how it's laid out against the staff. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And as you can see, it's ascending in pitch, rising. Let's try that again from one octave to the next. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. As you can see, this is C, C. Okay, so now it's time to explain what these W's and H's means. The W stands for whole step, which is equivalent to 2 semitones, and the H stands for 1 semitone, or a half step. So here I'm going to draw in all of the extra notes that are not in the scale in green. So there are other notes, and what we do in order to make a scale usually is we skip notes. And so that's what the whole and half step is referencing. So in the case of this scale, the space between C and D is a whole step, which means that we skip that C sharp or D flat note in between. If I played all of the notes in a row, it would sound chromatic. It would be like this: C, C sharp, D. But we're not doing that, we're skipping it. And skipping a note over, or moving 2 notes over, is considered a whole step. In the same way that not skipping 2 notes, only skipping 1 note, or moving over 1 semitone is considered a half step. So now you'll see that according to this scale, the whole and half step method will work as so. C to D, a whole step. D to E, a whole step. E to F, a half step. And you can see that expressed there where I put a little X because there is no note in between those two. So it moves directly to the adjacent note. From here, from F, in order to get to G, I have to skip that F sharp note. To get to A, I have to skip that G sharp note, and so forth. That's B, and C. Utilizing this method is really useful because what it does is it allows us to take this whole and half step formula and apply it from any root note that we want, and we'll create the same scale, major scale, again, but from a new root note. So if we did the same thing from another place, it would sound different. Here I'm going to show you how that works, laid out with an example that shows all of the notes available to us in a few octaves in Western music. So from here, C to D, E to F, F to G, G to A to B, B to C. As you can see, that spells out whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. And that's what we call the major scale. Now, here comes the fun part. What we're going to do is we're going to move this around, and that's going to allow us to see how this same scale can be played using the same increments, but from different places. So we're going to start off with the C major scale, which is the one we just looked at. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And what we're going to do is we're going to move that to a new location, as you can see here. The increments stay the same, but we're beginning the scale on the note G, giving us now the G major scale, which consists of these notes. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Still considered the major scale, but now called the G major scale. Now we'll do the same thing, and we'll slide it over to D root. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. As we move it over to the A root, we get the A major scale, consisting of these notes: A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. Okay, so now we're going to slide it over to the E root, giving us the E major scale, which consists of these notes: E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E. Okay, we'll head to B now, B root. B root is going to give us the B major scale, which consists of these notes: B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B. As you can see, the notes will always be the same distance apart from each other, but the notes themselves will change because of the way the notation system is laid out. The next scale that we're going to be doing is F sharp. So we're starting on the F sharp note. F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F. Wait, what's an E sharp? Well, in order to have the scales be laid out in the order of the English alphabet, we would have to utilize an E sharp, which is in fact actually an F. But normally F and F sharp would not appear in the same scale. Moving forward, we're going to be discussing these same major scales, but utilizing flats. So we're going to talk about them with the flat name as opposed to the sharp name. So this is going to be D flat major scale, which consists of these notes: D flat, E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C, D flat. The next scale we're going to be playing is A flat major scale. Try to play along with these, and this will help you understand how the major scale can be laid out on your particular instrument. The notes of A flat major scale are A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat, F, G, A flat. The next scale will be E flat major scale. It's going to consist of the notes E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D, E flat. Moving on to the B flat major scale, that's going to have the notes B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A, D flat. So it looks like I actually forgot to draw in the second octave of each of these scales, so I'm just going to fill that in real quick, just so you don't get confused. Remember that scales begin and end at the same note. So the next scale that we're going to be playing is actually the F major scale. F major scale goes like this: F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F. You'll notice there's only one flat in that scale. So each one of these groupings of major scales is now going to be numbered to show you how many accidentals or sharps or flats they have. As you can see, C major has 0, G major has 1, D major has 2, A major has 3, E major has 4, B major has 5, and F sharp major has 6. D flat major scale has 5 flats, A flat major scale has 4 flats, 3, 2, and 1. So here comes a part that gets a little confusing. What if I wanted to write C sharp major scale? C sharp major scale would be C, D, E, F, G, G. That's whole, whole, half, whole, 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 whole. Wait a second. Something's off here. Well, just like before, we would have to write E sharp and then B sharp. Now that technically wouldn't be wrong, but there's something off about that because E sharp and B sharp are not notes, just like we ran into with the F sharp major scale. So normally what a person would do is just write this using the same notes but with different names, considering it a D flat or D flat major scale. See how we did the same thing here with F? Well, that's it for today's lesson. On the major scale, we learned about how, utilizing the whole and half step method, we can derive every single major scale. And this is important no matter what instrument you play, whether you're a vocalist, a guitarist, you play the ukulele, or the banjo, the harp, or the piano, or the bass. You're going to need to know the major scale in every key. And further lessons are going to use this to explain stuff to you in more detail, whether it's theoretical knowledge or how to build chords. So I look forward to the next lesson, and keep playing.